The area of a circle equals pi times radius squared. The area of a rectangle equals length times width. The area of a triangle equals 1/2 times base times height. The circumference of a circle equals 2 times pi times radius. The area of a square equals side length squared. The area of a parallelogram equals base times height. The area of a trapezoid equals 1/2 times the sum of the bases times the height. The volume of a cube equals side length cubed. The volume of a cylinder equals pi times radius squared times height. The volume of a sphere equals 4/3 times pi times radius cubed. The volume of a cone equals 1/3 times pi times radius squared times height. The area of an ellipse equals pi times the major axis times the minor axis. The surface area of a sphere equals 4 times pi times radius squared. The surface area of a cylinder equals 2 times pi times radius times height plus 2 times pi times radius squared. The Pythagorean theorem states the square of the hypotenuse equals the sum of the squares of the other two sides. The distance formula between 2 points equals the square root of the sum of the squares of the differences in coordinates. The midpoint formula equals the average of the x coordinates and the average of the y coordinates. The equation of a circle equals the square of x minus h plus the square of y minus k equals r squared. The slope of a line equals the change in y over the change in x. The equation of a line equals y equals mx plus b. The sum of the interior angles of a triangle equals 180 degrees. The sum of the interior angles of a polygon equals 2 times n minus 2 times 90 degrees. The area of a regular polygon equals 1/2 times the perimeter times the apothem. The volume of a rectangular prism equals length times width times height. The volume of a pyramid equals 1/3 times the base area times the height. The surface area of a rectangular prism equals 2 times length times width plus 2 times length times height plus 2 times width times height. The golden ratio equals 1 plus the square root of 5 divided by 2. The formula for the lateral surface area of a cone equals pi times radius times slant height. The formula for the lateral surface area of a cylinder equals 2 times pi times radius times height. The law of cosines states c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2 times a times b times cosine of the angle. The law of sines states the ratio of the sine of an angle to its opposite side equals the same for all sides. The formula for the area of a kite equals 1/2 times the product of its diagonals. The formula for the area of a rhombus equals 1/2 times the product of its diagonals. The volume of a frustum equals 1/3 times height times the sum of the areas of the two bases plus the square root of the product of the bases. The equation of an ellipse in standard form equals x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared equals 1. The parametric equations for a circle equal x equals h plus r times cosine t and y equals k plus r times sine t. The formula for arc length equals radius times central angle in radians. The formula for sector area equals 1/2 times radius squared times central angle in radians. The Euler's formula states e to the I times theta equals cosine theta plus I times sine theta. The binomial theorem expands powers of a binomial into sums involving binomial coefficients. The formula for the area of a segment equals area of sector minus area of triangle. The Cartesian coordinates of a point equal its position along the x and y axes. The formula for the area of an equilateral triangle equals square root of 3 divided by 4 times side squared. The midpoint of a line segment equals the average of its endpoints coordinates. The area of a polygon can be found using the shoelace formula. The sum of exterior angles of any polygon equals 360 degrees. The surface area of a cone equals pi times radius times slant height plus pi times radius squared. The distance between 2 points in 3 dimensions equals the square root of the sum of the squares of the differences in x, y, and z. The volume of a torus equals 2 times pi squared times radius times the square of the tube radius.